I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Alba La Pantera. I'm going to give you all a few to tune in. Shout out to the new subscribers returning, and much, much love to the members of the channel. Yes, yes. Welcome, welcome. 1111, setting the foundation. More so the vibes of setting the ground rules. Venus is in Capricorn. So when it comes to, you know, your views as far as partnering up in the sign of Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn, you're looking at situations that you find, a level of maturity that really corresponds with you building for the long term. You know what I mean? It's not situations where it's just for the moment. It's on some, okay, partnerships right now that come up can really have a much serious or grounded type of vibes. Definitely coming in with a lot of security as well, because Capricorn also represents security. So if you notice that you are entering relationships, whether this is having to do with love, although all connections should be based on love. But, you know what I mean? If it's something regarding love, career, or family, if you find yourself getting a little uneasy, that's your gut telling you with Venus in Capricorn that something is not grounded. It's not solid. It's not, there's some type of lack of security there. You may not be able to pinpoint it then, but this is also the beauty of, I almost said psychology, of astrology, because it can really help you to see what the vibes is in the cosmos, especially if you're noticing that something's off, or if something is going extremely well for you and you want to tune into that energy more often, knowing when that synchronicity or that aspect occurs and things of that nature. Not to say to live your life by it and only it, but it certainly is a great tool to use. You know what I mean? So let's get into the messages. Let me open up the screen here. Oof. All right, y'all. And upon entering, remember to hit that thumbs up energy button so this message gets out to your fellow high vibrant gods and goddesses energies. You know what I mean? All right. Give me 1 second. Why did it do it that way? That's okay. It's all right. I'll make sure to adjust what's going on, my loves. All right, we're going to start with our Isis Oracle messages just to see where the collective is at this time. What is the energy? First, what the energy is surrounding the collective, and then move on from there. All right. Okay, I got to save this to watch later. This Bobby Hemmett video. While we waiting, what's the vibes for y'all today? What was your day like? Not like, what was the day for you today? What's the vibe for y'all? Did you have a blissful Monday, 11/11? If things felt a little shaky, well, welcome to the realignment, because that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to realign your frequencies so as you know what I'm saying, set yourself up for getting some rest. You'll be able to regroup, realign, Twin flame love, truth cannot be censored nor stopped. I hear that. Tone divine lady love, beautiful sister. Much love to you as well. Greetings. So blissful. Definitely felt aligned. I love to see that and hear it telepathically. Ashe. All right, my loves, here we go. Here we go. Drink some tea. And let's start with our beloved Isis Oracle. What is the energy for this 1111 frequency? Setting the foundation. Ooh, ancient power mysteries. That's a message here for somebody. Ancient power mysteries are opening up to you a new level. I'm hearing Temple of Carnelian. So a new level there is, okay. The ancient power mysteries that reside within someone's solar plexus, there is a reopening or reactivation. This reactivation is having to do with the fact that you have released fear and you're stepping further and deeper into strength and courage, knowing that you can, knowing what you're willing to do, and knowing that it's up to you. What is the message here for the collective? Wow. Segment. Okay. Cinnamon again is coming through. For some of you, your divine destiny is definitely the path of a divine warrior. And segment coming out here, okay, with the Temple of Carnelian is also giving more energy about adding to that, letting us know that the divine destiny definitely does have to do with someone being a protector, a warrior, a nurturer. Okay. Let's see. Temple of Carnelian. The message is there's something about utilizing certain resources alchemically, because alcohol was given, as far as the story goes, was given to her to calm her down. Segment. So there's something about the use of certain substances alchemically, not abusing them alchemically, in order to bring you into this dimension. Is something about someone being at a very high frequency. It's not all the time that you use substances, but if you do, to bring you into another dimension that is a lot more dense than what you're used to, these substances come into play in the form of alchemy, as far as it helping you to calm down, because it was given to her, segment, for her to, cease the bloodbath that she was creating, per se, in terms of punishing some of the people for the way that they were moving. The protector of the Eye of Ra. So, with that right eye energy, it's having to, there's Venus again though. Self-worth, trust in the wisdom of your body, specifically your solar plexus, entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. It's something about entering and having a reactivation of your solar plexus allows you to stand firm, and when you say no, and when you're saying yes, it's also something that is solid and firm, and you're so secure in that yes. Let's see here. I didn't even get to the page yet. It would be after this. No, it's before it. Okay. So, are you? It says, for the temple of carnelian, you have such strength within you. It is time to trust in your own boldness and courage. Taking risks that feel true to your heart and engaging in practices that make you feel truly and genuinely alive, embodied, and more of yourself, even if not always comfortable, are going to help you live the life you were born to live. And I love the fact that Venus went into Capricorn during this 1111 portal because it allows you to be firm and secure in what it is that you're wanting to manifest through this portal, you know, and being more diligent and, let's say, serious about what it is that you are manifesting, or even through the process of visualization where you're not allowing yourself to get distracted. That if it was, let's say, in a water or air sign, it may have you a little bit more out there, just a bit, or too deep within your emotions, that it won't, you may not be so in tuned, depending on where you are at in your journey, to tap into the frequency of visualizing something as if it was actually there. And that's the main key to, you know, visualizing and manifesting. In the fierce belly of Sekhmet, the lion-headed sister of Isis, the Egyptian goddess of passion, courage, and fire, there is no room for procrastination, self-doubt, or turning back. She urges you onto your high destiny, and you have here divine destiny is the path of the divine warrior. She urges you onto your high destiny, calling you to know, keep going, reach higher, and expand wider. You can do so knowing that the Temple of Carnelian will bring you warmth, strength, encouragement, and deep trust in your own body wisdom to guide you through any situation or relationship that may arise to test you, so that you can grow into more of your magnificent being. You can hear me slightly laughing in the back because it's beautiful the way it's aligning with the fact that Venus is in Capricorn, you know? So that's deep. I love that. I love when that happens. Let me see. Where did this thing even go for real? Okay. So yeah, this oracle calls you to have the courage of your convictions, to have faith in yourself and your own process, to be fearless as you are assured of victory. Sekhmet will not be defeated. Because Venus going into Capricorn, it brings off the energy, or brings on the energy of your feelings becoming serious, grounded, and practical. Social interactions can benefit your business and or work. Relationships started now can be based on security, material, and practical considerations. It might take longer to start, but it'll be for the long term. So also keep that in mind, that what it is that you are looking to manifest in this portal, allow the process to happen. Don't get discouraged because you were excited now, and then later on 6:06 on the clock, and then later on because your focus is a little too far ahead, that you now create more space in between you and the alignment of that manifestation becoming part of your physical reality. Remember the energy that you feel now in what it is that you are wanting to manifest through this portal, especially in moments where you get discouraged. It's just about popping the smile, just having that thought and that feeling, connecting that feeling to that thought of the reality you wish to see differently than what it is that is presented to you at that very moment, that could possibly have you feeling a little bit discouraged. But don't get discouraged. It's all a process. But just know that the more you give energy to what it is that you don't want, or more worry in your life, the more you're actually pushing away what it is that you want to call into your life. So just always be mindful as to what it is you're giving your energy to. because what you give your energy to, you feed, you nurture, and that's what grows. Always keep that in mind. Whatever it is that you give your energy to, just look at it as you nurturing it. So if you are nurturing it, it's going to grow. Okay. Divine destiny. The path of the divine warrior. The divine warrior guides you to your divine destiny. The divine warrior energy exists within men and women as the inner propulsion to continue with the worthy path even during difficult times. That's another key factor too. As you are, you know what I'm saying, doing your visualization. Are you worthy of this? And you, obviously, if you're on this channel, your greatest desires, you already know you're worthy of. Just don't allow past situations that made you feel as though that you shouldn't be, wanting that in your life, that you can't have it. Fuck all that. You came here to get what you came here to get. You gonna get it, okay? 6:08 on the clock. That 6:08 is the new number now. Because that's the square between Venus and Saturn. And now that Venus is in the sign that Saturn rules, it's basically putting you in a position of, all right, now that you've seen all of the challenges that come up from, allowing yourself to take on a situation impulsively and not seeing the long-term value of it, or if there in fact is a long-term value to it. But if you know that there isn't a long-term value to something, but you keep on going with it, from 6-8, that aspect between Venus and Saturn, it was really having you see that much clearer. It may have placed you in a position where you were, a little bothered about a particular connection with someone, where you weren't feeling as independent as you are, because the person may have misused their authority, or a way of expressing oneself where it could be slightly condescending or something to that effect. Just as an example, where you were presented with situations that would bring forth a challenge when it comes to the way you are in a relationship. Is it nurturing, or is it more of a parenting type of thing? Because you have a parent, but then you also have the nurturing aspects. Well, put it this way, the moon will be more so your nurturing aspects, and the Saturn energy will be more so the parent. So if a relationship was more Saturnian without the moon aspects of it, it would be something that it's just coming across as business. It's more serious, but it's not as fun as you would want it to be, because it doesn't have that type of energy of the nurturing, the love, the receptivity, and things of that nature. And it could sometimes have you feeling unworthy. So that was June 8th, when Venus was in Gemini in a square to Saturn in Pisces at 19 degrees. Now, 19 degrees is a Libra degree, and Libra has to do with partnerships, one-on-one. So there's that. So that day was definitely all about that one-on-one. So it doesn't even necessarily just have to be, relationships in terms of a lover. It could be anything that you are entering as far as communicating with someone one-on-one, and realizing things about yourself and other people that are around you. That now with Venus and Capricorn, with this 11-11 portal, 6-11 on the clock, boom, 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 with this 11-11 portal, is really helping you, to be wiser in the decisions that you make, and those that you add to, the way you are wanting to bring something into fruition. Who would you add to it if you had to add anyone? And making sure you're not adding the same type of energy, or connecting with those that you would possibly connect to in the past, not knowing your worth. Now you know your worth. So there could be certain things that some of you do, you know, when it comes to your destiny, that you notice that up to a certain point, you can move with self until there is a, you know, further alignment with others that match your energy. You know, you know, you know. As many times as you heard that, because you do. So, let's see what the angels and ancestors, you know it's time for you to intend and create. Taurus energy, high priest. Okay. You know it's time for you to intend and create. What you're creating is based off of your intentions. You can also look at that in the sense of, what are you ambitious about? Every action you take is influenced by your ambition. It's not something you would notice or see as you're, you know, taking certain steps or actions, but you go towards what you're mostly focused on at the moment. Unlock the magic within. Angels and ancestors speak. Unlock the magic within. A lot of fire here. Aries, Leo, Sag. So unlocking the magic within, you could see what it is in your first, fifth, ninth house to assist you with unlocking the magic within, and be graceful in movement and action. The grasshopper, is that the, yes. No, it's the praying mantis. Okay. Be graceful in movement and action. The dragon. To be graceful in your movement and action, that would be the best thing to look towards, is what is your purpose, North Node, and what habits could you be, you know, possibly repeating based off of the nature or the energy of the South Node, the sign that it's in and the house that it's in. Is there anything in regards to your South Node that you're doing now, which could really indicate where you're still at in your comfort zone? So you can even use that as a pivot point when it comes to this 1111 portal. Let's say you're writing down your manifestations and what it is, you know, you're going through the visualization and filling everything out as far as the life you are going to be living, because you're on your way there and it's on its way to you. You could look into your South Node and see if there's anything still lingering based off of that type of energy, depending on the sign that it's in and the house that it's in, once again. But all in all, unlock the magic within. What else? And stand your ground. The mountains. Now, the mountains is given the energy of Aquarius right now, especially with how often you know has been coming through as I've been speaking in this message. Look at this. Can't make that up. That's at the bottom of the deck. Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing. So this is something you already know, that it's time for you this time around to stand your ground. Now, Pluto and Capricorn shifting into Aquarius, it's basically helping you clean up any type of restrictions that you may have had previously that would prevent you from connecting to this inner knowing. And that prevention will come through more so with the energy of a lack of courage, worth, mixed with fear, guilt, shame. But now you're standing your ground. And step by step, it'll become easier for you to do so, because you'll notice the results that you get from doing so versus when you weren't standing your ground. Okay. Yep, it's time to transform and unveil your gifts. Something about gifts and talents, to trust them in the changing times. So you're being guided towards seeing beyond any current situation. The seer, you could be a projector. And once again, the energy of a projector, even if you're not, whatever it is that you're seeing in your environment at that current moment, know that it's up to you to switch your perception about it. The same way when you put a slide on top of the projector and it expands it on the screen or on whatever wall that you have there, it makes it bigger. You can do the same thing by changing the thought, changing the feeling. Yeah, the situation is in front of you as it is, but remember, that's in front of you as it is. It may be uncomfortable, and it may have something to do with what no longer serves you. But if you continue to nurture that or feed that which no longer serves you or has you feeling as though you're not doing enough for yourself, that's going to continue to grow. You are the one that has to stop feeding it, though, and begin to nurture those things. You know what I'm saying? 1111 portal that you really want to see from a higher frequency. Experiencing love in everything that you do. Doing what it is that you want to do, that you can do. And not that you have to do from a lower vibration where you're not utilizing your creativity. Because I have also speaks to the sacral chakra. But you could also say that you have to do this and you have to do that and you live in a stressed out life. That's not the use of the sacral. That's a blocked sacral energy. When you're doing what you have to do in connection to who you are, the I am, what you're willing and what you can and what you love to do, from a higher vibration, that's now the use of your sacral, because now you're stepping into your creativity. So look at those things in your life right now where you are not able to use or really tap into that creative spark as much as you want to, and make the adjustment. That's all you have to do. Make the adjustment. Complaining is not going to do it. You know that already, though. Okay. Let's see. What is the energy of the collective? Grand evening, loves. Ashe. Welcome, welcome. 727 on the screen. 1111, setting the foundation. What's the advice for the collective? 1111. Let's keep this ball rolling, baby. What's the advice? See the patterns. Archangel Uriel, the 7th chakra. Trust what it is that you know. Inner knowing. 7th is the crown. I know. 41-5, to see the changes that are being made. There are many possibilities, adjacent possibilities. If you think, if something isn't working in this avenue or in this path, there's something, it's because there's something right next to it. Okay, so what this is speaking to is the work that Saturn is putting in as far as Pluto and Capricorn. Its ruler is Saturn. So Saturn is basically assisting the collective with ending everything that is connected to a new beginning. So if there are certain things in your life and certain areas of your life that are ending, it's because there's a new beginning connected to it. If not, then obviously that journey still has a way to go, has ways to go. But if, let's say, let's just use a relationship. If a relationship is coming to an end, then that means there's a new one coming about, either with self, especially if it's coming out of one, with another, it's ending that situation so a person can connect to themselves. Or if you've been single for a while, okay, It's that phase is now ending because a new relationship is coming into your life where you're going to be exchanging that energy with another. Okay. The advice is to see the pattern, the reactivation of soul memory with Archangel Uriel. Also purple. Some of you are seeing a lot of purple because there's a massive clearing happening. You could definitely consider yourself an indigo child. Okay. A pattern that has to do or connected to indecisions. Yeah, see the two paths. And look at the similarities here of this energy of the mountains. If you look at it from a different perspective, so yeah, if you change the reality, but literally by just turning the angle or calling on your angels, which is your angle, it'll help you to make a decision. And part of that decision is starting with a certain pattern or habit. Okay. Yep. Blossom in abundance. I love to see it at the bottom of the deck because your subconscious or your soul right now is really guiding you, especially as it relates to changes that you're now able to see that is in connection to your abundance with this number 8 or this entire year in general before stepping into 2025. Of the rewards that come with completing a cycle. Thursdays could also be of significance with number 3. Jupiter rules Thursday. Let's see. Something also in regards to divine justice. We got 7, community. Okay. Patterns when it comes to indecisions with the particular community or group of people. You know this already because my right ear started ringing. You know this already because this is 7th chakra, Libra, 7th house. You know where it is that it's time for you to grow after a certain confrontational situation. After expressing yourself, you have Archangel Gabriel here, 14, another 5. So between, okay, so that's the activation between the throat and the crown. Give me 1 second. Let me see this here. I see. Look at this. Indecision in community, but I see. Oh, okay. That's also in your chart too. Let me see where it is right now. Depends, but Cancer. Okay. Something regards you see, okay, so you see where situations and as it relates to home or family, you're seeing the pattern in something here that may have to do with a toxic habit or feeling restricted and not honoring your inner knowing when it comes to exactly how to heal from a situation. Another part of that, though, it really has to do with getting out of that perception that you're still healing, because you're going to be given more opportunities to heal. And sometimes that opportunity could be something that you've already done. you've healed from. But you could also have it repeating itself by thinking you're still healing. So there's something very strongly about that. The perception of still healing and not living and being healed. And not seeing that you are healed because you're tuned into the channel of you still healing. So it's time to shift out of that. Even just it's just keys that we're putting down at this time with this 1111 portal that can help you to, to really tune into setting a new foundation and without situations of the past or any remnants of past situations. Let me see. Okay. Let's get one more. Look at that happy family. So it's definitely family, huh? Okay. There's also something in regards to your IC line in astrocartography that can also be helpful in terms of the next steps that you'll be taking coming out of this phase of indecision, a pattern of indecision, a change in community, building your own family, that which definitely gets you out of this situation of indecision, because now you're more inspired to do something, and this will also help with getting you out of financial constraints. 13, a major transformation here from financial constraints to wealth. My screen just started tweaking. It's 6:29. What's 6:29? 6:29, we got Gregory, Misty, transmission, greatest of all time. 134, 143. God arises from the dead. Purple skies. Something in regards to purple skies. And the celestial deer path, but I'm seeing that more so as the celestial path where you're now taking the lead. Purple skies, that's the crown again. Okay, I see y'all with your activation of the crown. It's lit. Welcome, beloved. I see you with the activation of the crown now. Ooh. Look at this 4. 444 is definitely a key now. 444 is the key. So really take note of that 444 when it appears moving forward, helping you to build. What is that? That's a 12. That's another 3. Blossom in abundance. Hidden keys, hidden directions. The 12 house speaks of hidden things, secrets. I'm getting hot. I heard keep it to yourself. I heard keep it to yourself. That's for somebody. Keep it to yourself. Whatever it is that you're doing next. Because there's something about explaining something that you are happy about to people and you notice that things wouldn't move forward. It was a pattern there. Okay. Keep it to yourself. You're still shedding old skin. You're not seeing, you're shedding old skin, unable to see certain things that your angels around you, spirit guides around you can see. So at that time, you're surrounded by a lot more protection. I'm also getting with this happy family, there are 4 significant ancestors, or 2 on each side. What's the inner child message? Inner child's coming through very strongly right now. Inner child. Ooh. I heard fairy tale. 2 of cups. Know that fairy tales are real. It's something about that. I'm hearing a conversation amongst people. You think life is a fairy tale? No, you know it is when you have an understanding of universal law, cause and effect, the law of karma. You have an understanding of karma, because karma means actions or results to the actions rather that you've taken. So if you're putting out a certain energy out there to be living a different life in connection to bliss, then yeah, some people are okay with, and that's on them, and that's okay too, to be in this energy of having a pity party. 1040 on the screen, 10-4. They may have attempted to copy your ways, but there's a level of consistency and discipline that one must have when it comes to, you know, shifting into a higher mind or a higher perception or dimension. Perception, dimensions, we can look at that synonymously. But what really isn't synonymous is what one believes and what another knows. Those are two different things. So the inner child is also asking you, let's reunite, let's collaborate. Some of you recently had a conversation with your inner child, especially on a day of today of a portal. As you're imagining, that's what children do. They imagine, you know, themselves being in a certain world to the point that they create forts with chairs and blankets, and you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them they not in the middle of the forest camping with chairs and blankets. So something about that here too. It's a lot of twos. Something is being balanced out, evened out. 22444, 222444. Something's really being balanced out. Inner child, what else you have for the collective, baby? What else? Ooh, get creative. King of Wands, Leo. Follow your heart. See? The essence of a child. Literally. Yeah, even more. The joy of a child. Where is the joy? It said, where is the joy of a child? Bring back the joy of the child. Now, for some reason, in explaining a situation in regards to someone not having a certain type of childhood is definitely long-winded. It's the energy doesn't want me to go that route. So I'll just say this. It's really time for some of you to let that go. The way someone may have, you know, not nurtured, but been more of a dictator or just there, but not really there. Whatever the situation is where you didn't feel nurtured in general, there are things that trigger that. There's certain experiences that you may have been going through, you know, that brings up that experience. Again, we're not going too deep into it, but each time that the pattern is that each time something doesn't work out the way you feel as though it should work out, that's another part of this then. Okay, when things don't work out the way you expect them to, after telling a significant person that could be a family member, and you notice it doesn't go down that path, it's time for you to let go even of that perception. Along with, you know, obviously possibly keeping something to yourself, but more so 1244. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second. Let me look into the 1244, because the 44, it speaks to your angels are really there. 444, they're around, but 44, they're much closer. especially 12th house energy. And when it comes to something that is a hidden enemy or a secret that you're not aware of, but the patterns give you the knowledge of it so you can let it go. It's basically stating 1144 on the screen. In order for you to handle something, you have to acknowledge it. You have to know it for what it is. That's all. That's what that is. There you go. Let's move that. Okay. Let's clarify these. Archangel Uriel. Ooh. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah. Damn. Okay. That's what's ending. That's definitely what's ending. A pattern when it comes to financial constraints in this season. And with Pluto in Capricorn. Again, if it's not something that's solid and is for the long term, Pluto is assisting you with that. Let me see. Clarify. Tell me more. What is this ending? What is this? It's a lot more knowing energy. It definitely has to do with a social group. It could even have to do with someone that you consider an older sibling or older cousin, or you as an older sibling or older cousin are going through a major transformation based on what it is that you know now as far as your destiny is concerned. Divine destiny. The path of the divine warrior. And then you got the King of Swords here. It's important to let go of anything that may have kept you in a fetal position within the darkness. Being able to see what you feel, because once again, when it comes to the owl, when it's in the mountains and it's hungry, when the owl has to eat and it's in the mountains and there's snow, it has to listen for the heartbeat of its prey, because their food is not visible. They would have to listen to the heartbeat. So imagine that, where you are aware of a certain pattern and your focus now changes to being more in alignment to your heart chakra, and the first response comes through your gut as the fourth brain, where it begins to really send you the signal, and your heart actually speaks to you in terms of, this is not it. You can feel the change in your heartbeat, letting you know a yes and letting you know what's no. Because if you get in tune with the heart, you'll be able to see different dimensions clearer. That now, when it comes to you seeing the patterns and situations, you don't have to second guess yourself. And you'll be able to stand your ground. Unlocking the magic within, okay, is basically letting you know that you have the world in your hands. Now, the hands are very powerful in terms of the different channels and the meridians. There are what, about 4 heart centers within the hand itself. It's on a community tab. I posted that video with that guy doing the exercise to help you to realign with the heart chakra. Okay. For some of you, there is a transformational and ending here with an Aquarius, or something that is no longer long-term when it comes to a certain community or social group, because it really does have to do with social groups. But this is also Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto, Aquarius, Uriel. This is Uriel is Antares, Sagittarius. So you'll be able to see Sagittarius season is going to be very significant based on what it is that you know, and entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet, or tapping into your strength and courage without fear, obviously. Let me see. So it's here. This is here. I'm going to pick it up the way it came through. Okay. The Three of Swords and the Nine of Cups in reverse for indecision. You know you weren't happy in something. You know that it was time for you to heal this. You've seen enough patterns. You don't need to see anything more. So now you're going to your Ten of Cups is what I'm getting from this. That once you clear out this indecision by seeing the pattern clearly, knowing what it is that you have to do, you'll be able now to remove something first that you felt as though that was emotionally fulfilling. At one point it was a wish come true, but it was just for a season, not for a lifetime. Something is being removed that you once thought was for a lifetime, but it was just for a season. It was just to fulfill its role in the lesson. Especially when it comes to partnerships, you got Jupiter and Saturn showing up here. So before there could be an expansion for you spiritually or connecting with the spiritual community, there had to be a clearing out of certain patterns as it relates to indecision that come from significant partnerships. Community, this was at the bottom. Cancer, the Chariot. What I'm getting more so from this is really stepping into your light body, the Merkaba. Especially with this energy showing up here. I'm seeing this more so as the pineal and the pituitary, the electric and the magnetic aspects of oneself. You're becoming more magnetic. See, yeah. And becoming more magnetic, your manifestations come in faster. That's the Magneto energy right there. Because it's something about never running out of resources because you can easily attract it to you. See, the electricity is always, it's flowing, but there's something about it stopping without the magnet. So you becoming more receptive or more magnetic, unlocking the magic within is really going to help you here in these changes or making certain changes or adjustments. Community. Ooh, taking a leap of faith when it comes to a new set of patterns or change. Ooh, the High Priestess. Look. All right. Okay. So you see how this is showing up here? Some of you are really tapping into being the sorcerer that you actually are. The High Priest, the High Priestess. You know what I'm saying? The seer. The wizard. Whatever it is you want to title yourself as. It seems as though you're creating a new community by just being in that space within your heart that you're ready to make these type of changes. I mean, because this is what this channel is for. Coming from the Antares energy, reactivating your soul memory. That's Uriel. It's right here. It's the first card that came out. So it's another reason why the reading is, you know, flowing the way it is too. Because it's not something that you want to take in logically. Although logic is always operating in its own way based on you control that. But this is more so having to do with the feminine or the magnetic, intuitive aspects of oneself, where you're now ready to receive and be open to taking leaps of faith, not knowing what's next, but trusting and knowing based on faith. Faith moves. Faith moves mountains. Community. Eight of Pentacles. Taking this upright. Anyway, I'm not going to explain that. The number 8. Okay. Taking a leap of faith by working on those indecisions. Let me get one more for that. For the community. And the 8 of Pentacles, working on the crab. The Tower. Wow. An upheaval. a sudden change of events, especially in situations where you felt as though you just been bored. What's behind there? Setting boundaries on those situations that you allow yourself to partake in and you know it ain't for you. It's basically no longer doing something just because you feel as though that's what you should do, but it's not really coming from the higher perspective of creativity. It's just more so having to do it. So somebody basically who wants to be an entrepreneur, but you get comfortable in a 9 to 5 because you have to pay bills. Yeah, you have to, do certain things to play this game of life, but there's a different way to think about it. $12.55. You're the one that's in control of your reality, baby. What's this tower? I'm also getting the tower 9/11. Some of you are seeing 9/11. They want you to take note of what just occurred before you saw it. Just before you saw it. There's a change that's occurring there for you to make a decision. Judgment, 11 and 9. And then you have the moon. Ooh. So the full moon in Taurus. Okay. The practical plan is in motion. Wow, 21. The practical plan is in motion for you to make a decision and close out a cycle. And surrender, Queen of Cups. 10 of Swords, okay. Let me see. Wow, 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands. Whew. See, Cancer energy, that's family. There's definitely something here in regards to family, but you're getting your justice for it. Some of you are doing something just because you don't want to look a certain way. You're getting out of that now. So make sure whatever it is that you're manifesting in this portal is not connected to that old energy of you doing something just to be at your comfort zone. What's happy, family? You are your own happy family. I'm done. The Hermit was behind it. And the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, focus on you. Virgo, Capricorn. Wow. Speaking of the mountain, stand your ground. This is coming through as that no. For some of you, you're really going to have to put into practice that word no and stand your ground and stand firm when you say no. And stop feeling sorry for people. You feeling sorry for somebody is allowing yourself to feel regret. Just slow it down and just picture and just recognize what you are doing in that moment. You are choosing to feel something of a low vibration for someone who wants to be at a low vibration. It may have you in your feelings for a bit, once you realize what it is that you have to do, but I promise you, you'll be more than okay. You'll be all right. It's time for you to get back on your path, though. Feeling things for others where they are comfortable. And for some of you, this has to do with the way you feel about yourself. Feeling sorry for yourself. I get it. Have a moment, but understand what it is that you are choosing to feel. You don't stay there. Don't stay in that energy of feeling regret for yourself. No, these things are there to get you to where you have to be, where you want to be, where you love to be, where you see yourself. But if you can't see yourself there, if you're feeling regret about the things you've done, when those things are actually the weights that you are lifting to make you stronger, make you more aware of what your path and your destiny is. Let people say whatever it is they're going to say about you. Just know that there are universal laws always at play. So what they're putting out in regards to, you know, the way that they are expressing or feeling about you and what you do, that energy has to come back to them regardless. That's why I'm always stating to y'all, the more you tap into these universal laws, it can come across to people who are unaware that you don't give a fuck, but you actually do give plenty of fucks, but in a way that you don't drain yourself. You don't take on more than you're supposed to, because you have an understanding of what the universal laws are. Granted that there are rules when you speak of man's law, to play this game, to play in this realm, but the universal law rules over all. Some of you are really in a position now that you are building a happy family based off of what you've learned by going through your own dark night of the soul. Some of you are having a reawakening, I'm hearing, because with this 9 and 18, you're having a reawakening. You've already had that type of tower moment happen where it just took the rug from beneath your feet, where you felt as though you had nothing to stand on. But that all happened for you to sense where you can plant, where you normally will plant your feet, or where you would stand your ground, and if you should be doing that anymore, or if you are even standing your ground to begin with, or situations that you felt as though that you were, and it was more so standing your ground, but standing for someone else, not yourself. And again, it's okay. It's all part of the lesson. It's all part of your growth. But now that you are aware that it's part of your growth, take the next step. Apply what it is that you know now. That's what wisdom is. Applying what it is that you've learned. Applying what it is that you remember from going through certain challenges that awaken different parts of your soul, your body, your cells, yourself. Okay. Let's get a final message, loves. Oh, this one fell out. The Nagas, lovers, erotica, sensuality. Okay. There's an awakening happening when it comes to love. True love. Unconditional love. It's all love. 6:55. 11:62 on the screen. All right, y'all, here we go. Oh, this card don't even belong there. Oh. That was the Nagas. We got fermentation as your message. 41. Archangel Uriel is assisting you with fermentation. Ain't that, brother? Yeah. Hold up. Oh, did I turn that thing on? I pray so. Uriel signifies the truth that God is the radiating principle of light. A recognition of this truth opens the consciousness to spiritual understanding and purification. Uriel means light of God, fire of God, radiation of God. Light signifies understanding, and fire denotes a purifying element that exists in true understanding. The fact that these are of God shows that they are spiritual. The radiating principle of light, the fire of God, the purification, what gets the people going. And then you have Mercury at the bottom of the deck. It's also about to hit the retro. Hit the retrograde. Communication and truth. Speak your truth, man. Oh, see, the fact that the electricity and the fire and the passion is flowing through you, segment, to communicate with truth, it's really a test of your patience and maturity at this point. Fermentation. Patience is a virtue and extremely powerful to practice as an alchemist. Change doesn't happen overnight. When the fermentation oracle card shows up, it's time to pause and allow the universe to create your soul's purpose. So you put the affirmation out there. Now give the universe its, its luxury, its time, its opportunity to process and cook up what it is that you just asked for. Okay? Allow wisdom, time, and maturity to develop around your newfound spiritual gold and identity you are stepping into. This could be by signing up for that astrology course, taking an improv class to develop your presence and confidence, or seeking a mentor to learn the ropes of a potential career. Soul alignment requires repetition in order for it to become second nature. So repetition, whatever it is that you put out there for this 1111, the key is the feeling, to create the thought, and the thought is what's going to become a reality. Don't get distracted by what it is that you are visualizing in the moment, because what you're visualizing in the moment, in the now, is the result of a past manifestation, feeling, and thought. Okay. Fermentation is the chemical breakdown of substance by bacteria, yeast, or other microorganisms. It is essential for making foods such as wine, cheese, kombucha, beer, liquors, kimchi, sauerkraut, and cheese. This is when a substance turns into an entirely different chemical form over time, a spiritual metaphor for entering higher octaves of consciousness. The tower is Uranus energy, and it, with that electricity flowing through that creates this sudden change, is the higher octave of Mercury. So I love that. Look at it this way. In the beginning stages, as far as what you're putting out there for today in this portal, nurture it the way you would a newborn. You wouldn't have anyone, if it's not a couple, you wouldn't have anyone around that newborn, because of, the sensitivity of that newborn, and the possibility of other people's germs getting onto the newborn. That's not the thing. That's infiltrating that newborn system. So same for, what it is that you're setting the foundation for, 1111. You have moved past the dark night of the soul and release what no longer serves you. Now is the time to embody your sun and continue to develop it. Ooh. Embody the sun, your sun sign, the energy of your sun sign, your immortal spirit, and connection to your purpose. Now, before, all of this knowledge, everyone was just moving through the knowledge of the sun sign, until you recognize, or you learn about, there are other things, and you recognize that you move more in the energy of your moon sign or rising, or whatever the case may be, than your sun sign. And that message is for those of you, let's say you have a strong connection to other placements other than your sun sign. Now it's time to embody that sun energy. I love that. I'm loving where this is going. Fermentation phase, shadow work. Breath work is a potent modality to practice when you are in the fermentation phase. It allows you to be still, recover internally, and release stress, and can help with trauma healing. Take time to allow the benefits of all your progress to integrate. That is Jupiter. Look at the sign of where your Jupiter is. That is the energy that you can embody in terms of integrating. Okay. As grapes are formed into wine, your soul's gold is growing brighter and stronger through the passage of time. Your light is shining through the darkness. And with that, my love, I conclude your message for 11/11. Have a blissful evening. I love you very much, and I'll see you later. Ciao.